Did you know that there is a whole unutilized space in your homes? Well, this next Design Tip Tuesday segment has been sponsored by the Anne Marie Design Studio, and joining us this afternoon is the CEO and designer, Anne Marie. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
It's a pleasure, as usual.
It is a pleasure, and I think this is probably one of my favorite topics ever. We're talking about the fifth wall.
Yes, I've talked about it before.
You have, and for those who don't know,
the fifth wall.
what is the fifth?
The ceiling.
Well, we kind of don't have one in here, but
no, this one doesn't count. Well, kind of. I mean,
it keeps us on air, right?
It's got a job.
It does. Well, let's talk a little bit more about the fifth wall and the
Yes.
job that that can have in someone's home.
Absolutely. It draws you up. I think that's the most important thing. Architecture in general, like you want it to be inviting and engaging, and you want your eye to go in different places or to have a focal point. So what better space to do it than in the ceiling? You don't have anything in the way if you're doing it in the ceiling, and take advantage of it. Makes it look bigger, makes atmosphere happen.
Yes, it makes it just cozy and more intimate, right?
Yes.
Well, let's talk about some of the designs that you've done in homes where you've brought that fifth wall to life.
Yeah, we've done lots. So from simple things like adding wood into a tray ceiling, so you can kind of recess the ceiling up in there like this picture shows. You can kind of see in the very front edge of it, you see wood planks inside of it. That's a really great way to make a space very cozy and inviting. You can still get lighting inside of it, but it warms it up immediately. Whatever the color is of the space, you can make the same floor color as the ceiling color. It just kind of like a warm hug.
Ooh, we love a good warm hug. I love this.
Yeah.
And it really just does add that additional element of warmth.
Yes, and it doesn't change the color necessarily. So you're like, I don't know if I want to put blue or green or a different color up there, but wood can just keep that natural, earthy feel going on.
Yeah. And it's not distracting either.
No, not at all. And we've done it too, where if you don't want wood, you could put white plank in there instead. So
I love that. What about this one?
now this is a vaulted ceiling, so we've added wood beams in the vaulted ceiling. Now these specific beams aren't even wood, they're actually faux wood made of foam. And they look and feel just like real wood, but they're very lightweight. So an installer will love you if you get a foam one instead of having to carry these huge heavy wood beams.
You know, not only will the installer love you, I'm sure you save some money too, right?
You do. It's tricky.
Okay, it's
It's
that
give and
middle
take.
ground.
Yes,
okay.
middle ground.
She said
Don't
that's
get
another
too-
conversation.
Don't get too excited about that. But there's a gajillion color choices too, so that's really nice.
That's a lot of fun. I like this one. This is very subtle.
Yeah, this one's subtle. This is a standard 8-foot ceiling, and it's white plank, like shiplap kind of material across
cool.
the whole ceiling. And there's a little sheen on the finish of this ceiling. So it just, again, it creates another character, just a white ceiling, but it's got a little texture. And if you look closely, you'll see the lines in there, and just giving you a little bit of something. So it doesn't look like anything is forgotten. We've got crown molding around it too. Just finishing touches. That's what we like to do, is finishing touches.
Those are such gorgeous touches.
Yep.
Ooh,
So
what
this
about
is
this
a beautiful
one?
master bedroom. She wanted to do something like, I don't have that big of a room, it's an 8-foot ceiling, what can I do to make it feel special? So we put a cross across it with white beams, so just wood material that's painted across. And then in the inside of every little square spot, you know, creating those 4 little boxes, we took wood and put them all opposite directions of each other. So they fan out opposite of each other to create just this beautiful diagonal effect. You just look up when you're sleeping and just enjoy the
It's like I'm not looking at bare
texture.
ceilings.
Right. I mean, what a fun way to do it in your master bedroom, though. It makes it feel so expensive. That was a very inexpensive way to really, really dress up that room.
The room. I like that.
So if you look in here, that is called a barrel vault over that bar. So kind of the long
that is
length of the bar.
nice.
We went up just a little bit. We had the room in inches to do that, and we did a rounded ceiling in there. And then we took we took subway tile, 3x6 white subway tile, and we tiled that whole barrel vault across the ceiling in there, just to create just another place your eye wants to draw you in. Who doesn't want to be drawn into the bar?
Yes, this looks absolutely incredible. And just to know that this is in someone's home, they get to experience
this is the lower level.
day in and day out.
Yep.
This is also a nice, sleek,
Yes, this
chic.
one had a job. This is,
Okay.
I call this a tray ceiling, and I use the joke all the time. The tray ceiling is an idea that I use when you need to hide things and you need to create a space that looks like there was an intentional ceiling element. So we wanted to raise the ceilings to 9 foot in this whole space. We took out some walls, and there was pipes, there was P-traps, there was things coming from the ceiling down that I could not touch, and they were going to be in the way. So guess what? We created a tray ceiling around it. It's sort of a soffit, but it goes around the whole room, all 4 sides, and it really looks like an intentional way to create a little bit of an atmosphere up there, a little depth.
I am a fan of this. Like you said, this is why you hire a designer, because there were things up there you couldn't touch, but you also needed to make sure it was aesthetically pleasing.
Yep.
And St. Louis, if you're at home and you are in the market for a maybe kitchen remodel, a bedroom remodel, maybe you want to do the entire first floor of your home, look no further than the Anne Marie Design Studio. Anne-Marie, it's Tuesday, which means you have a design tip for us.
I have a design tip.
What is your design tip today?
Don't forget your fifth wall.
Don't forget about it.
Don't forget it. Everybody forgets it up there. Don't just make it white.
It can
make
add
it
some
fun.
life to the room.
I know.
I like that. St. Louis, call my friends at the Anne-Marie Design Studio. You can spend some time with Anne-Marie and her entire team. And we'll make sure you have access to all of those details on our website at studiostl.tv.